So, Dupli-Kate and Multi-Paul have a very interesting history in the Invincible universe. Their story basically starts centuries ago, in the heart of ancient China, where a ruthless warlord named Feng Cha carved a bloody path toward the emperor's throne. A master of combat, Feng Cha cut through the emperor's most elite guards with ease. Some viewed him as a liberator, toppling a corrupt and decaying empire. Others saw him as nothing more than a bloodthirsty tyrant, a man consumed by his own hunger for power. When the final battle ended, the emperor lay before him, defeated, and his dynasty reduced to dust. But before Feng Cha could relish his victory, the dying emperor uttered a curse that would not strike him down, but rather poison his bloodline for generations to come. According to the curse, the seventh generation after his seventh grandchild will be burdened with a family too large to control, and it will drive him mad. But Feng Cha laughed at the dying ruler's words, as the curse, compared to the carnage he had unleashed, felt like an empty threat. He dismissed it as the desperate ramblings of a dying man, reveling in his triumph as he claimed the throne. As centuries passed and the world moved on from the age of warlords and emperors, the bloodline of Feng Cha spread through generations, unnoticed by history, until one man, Feng Cha, unknowingly became the final piece of the emperor's curse. Living an ordinary life, Feng Cha was a simple man with simple desires. He married the love of his life and eagerly awaited the birth of their child, but fate had a cruel twist in store for him. His wife died in childbirth, leaving him alone to raise their newborn twins, Paul and Kate. Tragedy loomed over him, yet he endured. He told himself the curse was nothing more than a myth, an ancient story lost to time. But as the years passed, something strange began to happen, as Paul and Kate began multiplying. At first, it was subtle. Kate would appear to be in two places at once. Paul's reflection sometimes lingered too long in mirrors. But then, the truth became undeniable. Without any control over it, the twins would create perfect copies of themselves. If they got scared, there were suddenly more of them. If they got excited, their numbers doubled. No one could explain it, not the doctors, not the scientists who came to observe them, not even Xing himself. As Paul and Kate grew, so did their numbers. Xing, already a broken man from the loss of his wife, found himself drowning in an ever-expanding family of identical children, all looking at him with the same expectant eyes. The house overflowed with children. The government intervened, but there were simply too many to contain. No orphanage could handle them, no scientific study could fully explain them. Xing, crushed beneath the weight of his own offspring, slowly lost his mind. Eventually, the pressure became unbearable. He was institutionalized, and his mind was shattered by the unrelenting chaos of a family that could not stop growing. His children, his hundreds of Pauls and Kates, became wards of the state, scattered, studied, and separated. By the time Kate and Paul reached their teenage years, something changed. Unlike before, they finally gained control over their abilities. No longer were their duplicates mindless copies appearing at random. Now they could will them into existence, control them, and absorb them back at will. Realizing their powers could be used for more than just survival, the twins took different paths. Kate, intelligent and confident, sought purpose and heroism, and she joined the teen team, where her ability to be everywhere at once made her an invaluable asset. With her newfound identity as Dupli-Kate, she quickly became one of the most versatile heroes in the world. Eventually, she was recruited into the Guardians of the Globe, proving herself time and time again as an irreplaceable member. Paul, however, was different. While Kate saw their powers as a gift, Paul saw them as a curse. His entire existence had been defined by chaos and loss. Where Kate had found stability, Paul struggled with identity. He wasn't just one person, he was many, and it was tearing him apart. He disappeared from the public eye, his whereabouts unknown. Some believed that he had found a way to multiply beyond control, becoming an unseen force in the world. Others believed he was merely trying to find himself among the thousands of copies that shared his face. But in reality, he caught the eve of the Order and joined the association as an assassin working under Mr. Liu. He was trained by the Order, and in just few years, he became one of the most valuable assets of the Order.